Welcome to Around Town and Faith Speaks, our Catholic radio show, and featuring different people and clergy here in the Concord area. And I'm with me today is Father Ray here at Immaculate Heart of Mary. We're so appreciative of them letting us use the room here in the parish activities and do our shows. And I don't know how this guy does it because he is busy. I know I'm always on his case about returning these messages to me, but I mean, I look in the bulletin and he's doing this, he's doing that, he's going to start this. And of course, then in his spare time, he plays chauffeur on his antique car for couples, either who are getting married or who are going to the prom or something. And of course, I got to ride in it this spring. I had won a prize almost 3 years ago, and I went to the Christmas fair. But we went out for supper, three guests and myself with him. And it's a nice car. It's a beautiful car. I mean, it's like, what was it, E58? No.
It's a 1958 Plymouth Belvedere.
Yeah, Belvedere.
If you've ever seen the movie Christine, that's the car from the movie.
No, I've never seen the movie.
And that's a Stephen King movie, anyway.
Brian wants to have you in the Christmas parade, but if I told him, I said, unless there's salt in the road, you probably wouldn't put it in. If there's no salt, you might put it in, but there's a fair that day.
Well, I've tried to I haven't had it the last 2 years because it was in the shop, but it's ready to go for this year.
But, and like we said, I told you, it's not our fault. We try to get the parade to go back up here, but the individuals don't want it to come up this far, so we're stuck. But anyway, but no, you're very busy because I've got the bulletin here, and I don't know how he does it. I don't know, Lancaster, when he was in Lancaster, we got him down here. I thought you were busy up there from all the stuff I heard you do, but down here it's almost like it's tripled.
I mean, it's good to stay active and involved, and there's a lot to do, but combined with taking time, just not to get overly. It's like who we are.
Yeah.
What we do should come from who we are rather than who we are coming from what we do.
Yeah.
So never to identify with what I'm doing as defining me, or else it becomes anxious and busy. So, we always have to take that time to know who we are. So what we do is the fruit of that relationship we have with the Lord, with one another. So having that inner peace, that presence.
Wow.
Jesus himself, he was busy with serving and ministering, but he always took time to go to a quiet place. That he never would to identify himself simply as in terms of what the crowd wanted. We wanted to make him a king. And he just knew to step away from that, to know who he is as a beloved child of God. So we all need to have that space, that relationship that we can return to renew ourselves.
Well, luckily you haven't been transferred. That's a good thing. But of course, I guess that's up to you. If you see another place you want to go to, you put in for it. Well, hopefully you'll stay here for a little bit longer.
I'm very happy here. So.
Well, that's good. We're happy having you here, especially when Michigan beat Syracuse in a sporting event. But he was at my house one time in the NCAA basketball, and they were playing each other, and poor Father Ray was sitting on my couch, and Michigan just about beat them, all crazy. But I said, hey, Michigan sometimes will drop, and they did, but they came back. But anyway, you're going to be starting, I know in the bulletin, you're going to be starting a theology course. It's a Theology of Father Bernard Lonergan, S.J. What's S.J.? Jesuit?
Yeah. S.J. means Society of Jesus, which is the Jesuits. Father Bernard Lonergan, he was a Canadian, a Catholic priest, and he studied at the Pontifical Gregorian University in Rome, where he got his doctoral dissertation on learning on St. Thomas Aquinas. And he's well regarded now as, some would say, one of the greatest theologians, if not the greatest, since St. Thomas Aquinas. St. Thomas Aquinas in the 13th century helped to integrate Christianity, great synthesis of Christianity with science and philosophy, the classical science and philosophy, principally that of Aristotle. And so the people had this sense that we're living in this one universe with our faith and our reason, our knowledge, but ever since the modern era, with modern and contemporary science and philosophy, there seemed to be more of this break, with religion here, and that's because our understanding of science and philosophy in the modern era, back in the old days, it's things that are unchanging and absolute and eternal. And it seems like we live in a modern world where things are historical, that things are changing, that relative, moving from the object to the turn to the subject and human experience. So it wasn't seen as possible to have this great integration of Christianity with modern contemporary science and philosophy. And that was the great discovery, achievement of Bernard Lonergan, who had put this beautiful synthesis together. And while I was in the seminary, in St. John's Seminary in Brighton, Massachusetts, in Boston, and I was there from 1983 to 1987. And while I was there, I was like, I would find someone who can kind of put this all together, and I stumbled upon this book by Lonergan. He wrote a book called Insight.
Yep.
And I read it, and it was wonderful. Then I discovered at the end of his life, Bernard Lonergan actually was a professor at Boston College.
Oh, really?
And a number of the professors there taught him. And so while I was there at the seminary, I took 9 courses on him, and I wrote my master's thesis. And my thesis was basically making him more available, accessible to people. And so I decided to, so that was 30 years ago, and I still have my thesis, and I thought, well, I'll use this as a text for this course I'm going to be giving. It's going to be starting, I'm going to do 5 Tuesdays, starting October 22nd to November 19th, 6:30 to 8 p.m., right here at Immaculate Heart of Mary Church here in Concord.
Yep.
And so whoever wants to take the course, I just said, send me an email, and then I will email you sections of my thesis that I'll be using as the text for the course. So there's no cost. I'll send it free of charge. And so I've been going over it, so it's like 30 years ago, reconnecting to my thesis. But it was a beautiful opportunity to really learn from someone who is truly brilliant and really has and is well regarded around the world, but many people haven't really still unknown to others as well. So I thought it was worthwhile to introduce his thought to people. And I've had a number of people who've already said they'd like to take the course.
Oh, that's nice. I'll be in town, supposed to be in town Friday this week. Then also you're doing Alpha course. Now, is that you've been doing that all the time now? Or is that just one time?
Well, we're having, so we've been running Alpha, and I've decided to kind of do Alpha calling it Alpha in 1 hour.
Yeah.
So those who may not have the time for the more extended period where we have a dinner and everything else. So I said, so starting Sunday, October 13th, 9:30 a.m. for an hour here at Immaculate Heart of Mary Church in the hall. And so it's, because the Alpha there's a 25-minute video, and then I said, so watch the video for 25 minutes, and then I will, and it's great, these are beautiful videos. They're put together, and they provoke discussion. People want to ask questions and go for further discussion, so I'll help facilitate that. So 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. and it's right in our hall, and there's free coffee and donuts and bagels and English muffins and juice for anyone that wants to come and be a part of it. So we'll start it, this coming Sunday, and we'll have it continuously on Sundays, Sunday mornings at 9:30.
Oh, that's good.
So.
Now, also you got coming up is Frank Runyon. Now, he's going to be doing a presentation on the messages of Luke, John, and James in a one-man dramatic performance starting October 25th on a Saturday to Sunday the 27th. Now, it says 4 performances.
It's Friday,
Friday, Saturday,
Friday,
Sunday.
Saturday, and Sunday, October 25th, 26th, 27th. And they'll all be at 6:30 p.m. It'll be right here in the church, Immaculate Heart of Mary.
How can you do 4?
So there's going to be 3 at 6:30, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then there's going to be one Sunday morning at 9:30.
Oh, okay.
It's geared for the children.
Oh, okay.
So 9:30 a.m. and they'll all be in the church. October 25th, 26th, 27th. And Frank Runyon, I guess was here about 9 years ago, I believe.
I don't know.
And actually before I was here. Frank Runyon is actually a Hollywood actor. He's actually won Emmy Awards.
Really?
I think he was also done soap operas, and he's been
That's
in a
where
number
the
of
name
productions.
sounds
So
familiar,
he's
yeah.
people will. So a professional actor, and so he's taking the Gospel of John, the Gospel of Luke, and the letter of James, and does a dramatic performance, a one-man show, where he really helps to connect the gospel to life and to everyday experiences that people have and questions and it's meant to be. We're so used to hearing the word, but to see it acted out, to see it lived and in a visual way. I mean, Jesus communicated with visual images. He used parables and stories and so to have the gospel reenacted in a performance and drama and should be really captivating, and so we encourage that everyone's invited to attend. And
Now this is now finally, they're addressing James as Jesus' relative. Now I thought that was a brother, no?
the letter of James.
Oh,
There's,
letter of James.
The letter of
Oh,
James.
okay.
And the Gospel of John and Luke.
Okay. And and that's free to everybody, but they will take a free will offering up. So
Yeah.
out of curiosity, how many animals did you bless on St. Francis of Assisi on Sunday?
Yeah, we had some dogs and cats and rabbits, and this Feast of St. Francis of Assisi each year, October 4th, and basically to see that all of creation, all have dignity, have value, have worth. Everything is sacred in terms that it has it's what God loves, what God has created, what is connected to Him. So that we are called to love what God loves, to cherish and embrace what God has created, and to have that respect. And so we have that recognition every. We try to do it most every year for the Feast of St. Francis of Assisi, to have that perspective on. So the blessing of animals, showing that that they're a blessing to us, that they throughout the scriptures there's animals are involved in so many of the stories.
So you didn't have no strange animals then, just the normals, dog, cats,
And then we had a picture. We had a picture of a horse. So someone said, "Oh, I wasn't going to bring my horse in, but here's a picture of it." So I said, "That's good."
No donkey.
And we've also invited stuffed animals too.
Yeah, I know.
So
I had that. Yeah.
images of animals.
Do you have many stuffed animals?
No, not this year, but in the past we have.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's nice though. I mean, really. I mean, hey, the elderly, I know they you give them a stuffed toy or something, and boy, that's like you've given them $1 million. I know that. But now, big things are coming up. I noticed with a flyer in the bulletin about Catholic Radio, and
Yeah, this
you're going to be hosting a dinner here. I know it said on
a Catholic Radio dinner.
November
Everyone's
9th.
Invited.
Saturday, November 9th.
Saturday, November 9th, 5:30 p.m. right
20.
downstairs in the Immaculate Heart of Mary Church Hall.
$25 per person.
Right, and they always get a great meal. It's good. It's less than what you'd pay to go out to dinner, and you're gonna get better food.
And now what's also too is that they're acquiring a radio station, 2 stations in Manchester, an AM and FM. What stations are them? GIR or FEA?
Well, it's currently they're looking into an AM FM station in Manchester, which would actually right now this radio station WICX in Concord is a low power. It gives us we get about 40,000 in the radio audience. The one we would get in Manchester would be 400,000.
Wow.
That would reach down into Nashua and right up into Hooksett and into Merrimack. And so yeah, it's an opportunity to broadcast what we're broadcasting here. Then we would keep this station, and
Yeah.
it would just, broadcast the same through another 2 stations in that area. So we're still in the process of working all the final details
so
with
it
that.
hasn't no idea yet when that's going to take effect then.
But I would say sooner rather than later. So that's exciting news.
And they're still looking for donors and sponsors for the station.
It's just like having sustaining donors, like
I know.
public radio.
Yeah.
And people, if you like what you hear and you want to support it, and we just say, so we always we talk about our WICX angels.
Yeah.
Be an angel, and just so like $10 a month, for example, it would be amazing.
Yeah.
If we have 100 people each giving $10 a
Oh,
month,
I know.
that pays the cost of the
Oh,
station.
yeah,
So
exactly.
we're trying to build up that kind of a donor base. But any amount, some people would give 5 a month, and that's great. 10 a month. Some like 20, they can call them archangels.
Well, somebody has said that they have set up a challenge for you, or everybody, for every dollar, everyone up to $1,000, a donor will double it.
Right. So we have
That's
that
wonderful.
opportunity. So encourage
Yeah.
those who are listening here today, consider contacting the station and say, yeah, I'd like to have my donation doubled, and so I will give this, and that person will reciprocates. But yeah, to be honest, we do. We're going month to month, and we're hoping to be able to
Sure.
pay the bills, and it's been a struggle, and especially now an opportunity to have a second station, third station, two more stations in Manchester.
Yeah.
So that's what the radio dinner is a fundraiser as
Yeah,
well. So
sure.
we encourage people who like to contribute to come to it, and we always have a really good speaker, and
Well, they would like to send a donation. It's to WICX Radio, P.O. Box 42 in Bradford, New Hampshire, 03221. Or call the office here at Immaculate Heart, and they can give you the information as well. 224-4393. So,
extension 8.
extension 8.
603-224-4393, extension 8.
Yeah, you want to get on your cell phone too?
That'll put you right onto the.
And
And come to, we have a website and a Facebook page, WICX Catholic Radio. So
okay.
Google us, you'll find us.
Google, yeah.
Catholic Radio, the only Catholic radio station in New Hampshire.
Really?
Yeah, the first one, the only one.
Well, I was thinking that young man from Manchester was doing something, but the one who's, I can't think of his name, he's deaf and hardly, yeah, was he blind too? I don't know, just, what's his name?
There's that.
Oh, he's a good singer. He's been on my show too, and I can't remember his name. I got a picture of him and everything. He was on a couple of years ago, I think, with his parents or somebody. He was from Manchester.
You think of Christopher Duffley?
Yes, that's
Yes,
it.
okay.
Yeah, Christopher. He was very good. But, well, that's good. There's a lot going on. Plus, you're getting ready for your holiday fair coming up on November 23rd here at the church, downstairs in the parish hall, and loads
Yeah, that's
of
always
goodies from lunch too, and you don't do dinner though that day, just lunch and stuff.
Well, there's food for supper.
Oh, there is?
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and snacks.
All kinds of raffles and specialty tables and you name it.
We have a lot, it's very exciting.
And a chance to ride with Father Ray for dinner at a place of your choice.
Dinner and a drive, so.
Yes.
Since I guess previous pastors here have cooked a meal for whoever wins.
Oh, really?
And I said, well,
I
don't think that wouldn't go over too well. I don't think people would want to eat what I can cook. I mean, I can make ice cubes and toast, but that's about it. And I know how to work a microwave. So I'd rather pick you up in my car and take you to dinner. Let someone else do the
You mean
cooking.
you're not a fancy cook? Not like the Galloping Gourmet?
Not too fancy.
Oh, what's his name there on TV? I can't think of his name. But the master chef or whatever his name is.
I bet you're a good cook, huh?
Oh yeah, I'm just wonderful. Yes, I can dirty up more dishes and more mess than anything else. But I did take cooking in, they offered it as a 6-week course or something at Concord High. Those of us in the 12th grade, I think it was. And I signed up, there was like 12 guys, I guess, that signed up for it. And we really, and then at the end of it, we had our folks come in and served a regular dinner with all the fixings and dessert. So we learned a lot that year. Deanna Rush was the teacher who did it, and she was from Chichester, I think, or Pembroke. But yeah, it was. I thought it was interesting. The first thing we learned was how to make a cup of coffee. I don't drink coffee, so. But that's what she taught us, was how to make a good cup of coffee. But oh, it's just that the IHM is it's a thriving parish, and I mean it's grown considerably.
Well, we have over 1,000 families, and we're having in fact, Saturday night, October 12th, in the evening, 5:30 p.m., we're having a new parishioner welcome dinner. And just in the past 6 months, we have, I think, 13 families.
Wow.
Who are new to the parish, parents with children and families, and so they're all coming. We're having a dinner and activities and games. And it's a nice way to get to know them, for them to get to know us. So we have members of our staff, and some of our ministries will be on hand as well to be part of the evening. And
how was the African Mass doing on Sunday? What's first Sunday?
Yeah, a Mass for the African community here in Concord. Everyone's invited. It's the first Sunday of each month at 1 p.m. Right here at Immaculate Heart of Mary Church. And
they're getting a good
the first Mass, they had 35,
yeah, you said that.
and it's wonderful. They the singing and the music, and it is a real joy. You know, it's that this is, in so many ways, this is their great joy is their faith, their relationship with the Lord. And sometimes missionaries have made the comment that sometimes in wealthier countries, first world countries, we have other things where we find our meaning, our joy, our going out to our fancy restaurants and our cars and what we possess and our vacations, and then we do church, but it's almost like as kind of an added extra, as opposed to church and faith and one's relationship with God. When you're living in poverty and have limitations so often, and your faith is your greatest joy. That's what gives meaning to all else. And so there's a great passion, a great heart. There's much more joy filled in terms of we're afraid to express joy or emotion so often because but often sometimes you see a natural joy, an expression of a God who loves us, who help we see meaning in our struggles. We find hope in our lives. So, and it's real palpable, I think. So we really encourage people, a real joyful celebration. Father Maurice Abasilam, who is from Nigeria, he celebrates the Mass. Once again, the first Sunday of each month at 1 p.m. and everyone's welcome to come and participate and experience it.
Oh, that's good though. That's good. I wondered if they were picking up more people into the Mass or something, if it was getting so popular or what was happening.
Yeah, it's grown. We started in August, and so we've had August, September, October. So the next one will be coming up in November 3rd. Sunday, November 3rd will be the next one.
And you're getting ready for Advent right after Thanksgiving, Sunday right after Thanksgiving this year. First Sunday in Advent.
Right, Advent.
That's my favorite season.
And we have All Saints Day coming up next. And
that's right too.
We always have a nice celebration with that. All Saints Day. It's Friday, November 1st. We have masses at 9 a.m. and 12:10 p.m. and then we have one at 5:30 p.m. The 5:30 p.m. Mass on All Saints Day we have all the children come in dressed as saints.
Oh, that's okay.
So they come in dressed as saints, and we like to, and the musicians will play when the saints come marching in. So we'll all join in singing as the saints come marching in, as the children march in, and adults. We have adults invited to come dressed as a saint. And then after the mass, we go down to the church hall for activities and games and a dinner. So everyone's invited.
How are you going to fit All Souls Day? That's a Saturday, right?
All Souls Day, November 2nd, Saturday this year. So after the 4:30 Mass, at 5:30 p.m. we'll have a celebration for those who have died in the past year, honoring them, and people who've lost someone in the past year can come up and we'll have light a candle on their behalf. So that's,
I was pleased when I did my father's at that time, 2014. We're coming down to 2 minutes left there, Father, and I appreciate you coming in. I know you're busy as it is, but it's just so hard to get anybody. It's all in Manchester, they don't want to come up here. I've asked them down there many times.
well, someone on the air, someone's listening right now. If you like
Okay,
to have
Manchester, I need you to come up here. Diocese of Manchester, the bishop's office.
It's a really great interview here, Dick Patton. So
Father Matt's
come
been
on the
on.
show. Give a call and
Father,
call us up and say, I'd like to be on the show with Dick Patton on Faith Speaks.
That's right, thank you.
So call it 224-4393 extension 8.
Tell Father Ray,
224-4393
you wanna be
extension
on.
8. Area code 603.
Yep, very good. You're so good, boy, I tell you.
Give you a plug.
Well, thanks to my director, Brian Blackton, and again, I appreciate all the support Mike Bellino gives me, and of course you, as I said, I get on your case all the time, but if I didn't like it, I wouldn't be. But I know you're there, and I appreciate it. So, with thanks to our Lord for every day that we're here, and remember those less fortunate, and we'll see you again soon on Faith Speaks, WICX 102.7 FM, Catholic Radio.